No.
Greetings, one and all, to your weekly dose of 10 o'clock. I am your Xeno. That is your Murder Dr. Loz. And he is behaving. Aren't you? Yeah, good boy. Right, so this is episode 318 of 10 o'clock. And we start every episode, as always, with emblems. This week it's between Loz and I. No, it's not. This week it's a vote, but regardless, we shall discuss them.
I like the idea of what yours was trying to achieve, however I feel they failed.
I don't know if you can tell, but there is actually a texture behind in the gaps of the dragons. So one of them...
Are they see-through or are they not?
Well, I'm not entirely sure if the black on white one is actually see-through, but I know the white on black one, it's got like a Kuva texture behind it. Because I was able to see it with the rest of the Warframe.
Okay.
Yeah?
I still don't... Like, I love the concept. It's yin and yang with the inverse of a white dragon on a black background and a black dragon on a white background.
Yeah.
The inverse of color. The white dragon on the black background is very clear. The other one is not. The white is bleeding too much, and it is just not clear.
Yeah, I mean, that could just be like...
Oh, it's not the same dragon, is it? Either it's not the same dragon, or the way that they've done the colors is weird or something. Because, like, just look at the...
Yeah.
These should be identical images of these dragons, and they're not. And I don't know if they're...
But it could be...
I just don't... I just think that the black dragon on the white background is just bleeded out. I just can't barely tell it's there.
Yeah, I mean, it could be down to angle and things, but then it's a 2D image on a 3D plane, visible on a 2D plane, and it's whatever. I like yours.
It's simple, effective. I have no idea what it means. Nice.
Well, it's TL, clearly. I hope it's TL. Always God knows. Right.
What is TL?
Tough love. Right. If you wish to win 150 platinum, please go into the description below where you'll see a link to a Google form where you'll see these emblems.
Sorry, I just need to stop you. I was wearing socks and I just couldn't do it.
Good man. Good man.
Just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. Oh, there we go. That's so much better. Right, so I'm sorry, but I needed to interrupt with that.
That's fine. So go into the description below. You'll see a link to a Google form where you'll see this week's emblems. You'll probably actually get them on time this week, if I remember. And you can enter to win 150 platinum for your platform of choice. Make sure you enter your correct in-game name, and the platform you wish, and you have a chance of winning 150 platinum in a couple of weeks' time. Isn't that right, Loz? Weird head shaking. Yes.
I never win platinum.
You never win platinum? Do you ever enter?
That might be why.
When you're at TennoCon, do you ever enter the 100,000 platinum thing?
Yeah.
Never do.
Why not?
I don't know.
The platinum.
I know.
I'm just randomly just going to point out. I don't think you've checked your emails, have you? By the way, about the other giveaway things.
Oh, shenanigans! I completely forgot about that. That came out last week, didn't it?
Did it?
I think it has to be done by the 1st of December.
Yeah.
Right, but that's before this episode goes out.
Dang.
It was like a really short window. I'm like, oh. Am I wrong? Please tell me I'm wrong.
I don't see anything saying about 1st of December.
It normally says a deadline.
Maybe you're thinking of a different thing. This is one with codes.
Oh, what thing?
Thing with codes.
Do you want to just spell it out to me? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, you don't check your emails enough. It's fine. I'm sure we can do it through some other means. There doesn't seem to be...
We'll put codes out on Twitter?
No, I hate that. First come, first serve. There's only one code.
Yeah, well, I mean... Okay, fine. Then I'll pick a random person to win a code of some generic description. I have no fucking idea what he's on about. Right, moving on. So, dojo dusting. First things first, we're going to go to TennoCon. We're going to be there, 2020. Come find us and tell us that I'm wrong.
Yep.
I did not know that. Okay.
Someone doesn't look at his emails.
I get crap tons of emails. I try hard not to.
Because he hates you, Taylor. Sorry, moving on.
Whoa. I do not hate Taylor. And
That's why Taylor hates me.
Let's
move on.
I've been talking so much to Taylor about her cat, but anyway. So, moving on.
All part of the plan.
Dojo dusting. One of us, both of us, have a question that we're interested to know the point of view of our audience. We didn't think that this was a question we could readily ask on Twitter or type it. So in the cards, it is just going to say dojo dusting question. This is the third guy from the left thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you want to explain it?
No, okay. So it was a bit of an update. So I suppose it's dojo dusting. We don't normally do it. So obviously, spoilers for any more console Tenno, but I have just finished. I think Xeno's finished their Railjacks at this point. I've tweeted I don't often throw out tweets, but it just annoyed me so much I threw out a tweet. I really am annoyed, and it's one of my perpetual things that's gone through many years. I did actually get one question, the same question sort of asked on a dev stream years ago, that it's really annoying. The quests in Warframe always make out like there is one Tenno that is you and you're everything. In this one, you've got the new Cephalon for the Railjack, who then assesses the entire weave and the whole solar system, excuse me, and all that must be all the salvage, everything, scans everywhere, and he cannot find a viable Cephalon for the Railjack. So, based on the circumstances, he must do it. And it's like, and then like, you must go fight the sentience kind of thing. It never makes any implication. Like, that implies there is no other Cephalons out there for other Railjacks. That there are not other Tenno out there building other Railjacks, because they would also have Cephalons. They might find additional Cephalons. Thus, there must be other Cephalons. He never assesses the ability to acquire the Cephalons. There might be a smashed dojo out there where they're trying to build a Railjack, but they don't have the resources, but they have a spare Cephalon. Doesn't get assessed. And so there's no other Cephalon. You're the only Railjack. You better go to Sentience. I don't like how this is going to compete with the... Oh, I even looked it up in the tweet. What's the mechanic called? Cross-team? Joint team?
Yeah, the basically,
it's got a name.
Just call it like joint mission play or something.
No, it does have. I got to get the name right, because I actually did have to go look it up. But I could just go look at my thing because it's my tweet, and I did it. It was me. I suck at using Twitter. Squad link. That's the one. It doesn't make sense with Squad link, because in Squad link there will be other Warframes of the Tenno, because you're squad linking with them. You'll have to do that for the mission, and it's just the disconnect that is growing every quest between the gameplay of Warframe, of what will happen with all these other, working with allies, and the quest line of Warframe. And so we were having a question to the world at large. Which do they prefer in their video game? Do they like to be a faceless individual amongst the masses, tirelessly working for the objective, the goal, the great crusade or whatever? Or do they want to be the leading figure of the narrative? They like being the special someone. So for me, I think Xeno as well, we prefer being third guy from the left. You can still be a very powerful third guy from the left amongst other powerful people. That's fine. But you're not the chosen one.
Yeah,
I don't like being the chosen one.
A way of looking at it is you could either choose to be a stormtrooper, or you could be Darth Vader, or Boba Fett.
I just want to point out, you can be an elite stormtrooper.
Yeah, but you have no name.
You could be a stormtrooper of the Emperor's Guard.
Yep.
Very important, very powerful, very influential. You could be a commander of some stormtroopers, but still not Darth Vader.
Yeah, you're not named, and you can still have a complicated narrative.
You can still have an impact on the world and the universe, but you're not the chosen one who leader. I won't go too far. I'm going to tie myself on the thing. This is one of my problems with the world, the modern expansions of World of Warcraft. In the early expansions, you would go do, let's say, you've got to go raid. Somebody would send you to raid the Molten Core to fight Ragnaros, and it would say, like, you must bring an army with you to go fight this evil injustice and just save it for our planet from Ragnaros. Then in later expansions, because the narrative began to revolve around the player character, you started being called the champion of the Alliance, or the champion of the Horde.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was all focused on you. Champion, do this. Champion, do that. And it's like you became this figure, the champion. And I much preferred it when there was just a world and you were like, oh, what is this? To kill the Ragnaros, let's go, team. You know, there wasn't any, the champion led his army. It was just, there was valiant heroes. You know, they weren't named, they weren't the champion, they were heroes, but there was lots of them and they worked together. You know, that's what I prefer than this crafted narrative where you are the chosen one.
And it becomes like more difficult because in single player games, there is only one Gordon Freeman. There is only one Geralt of, I want to say Arivia. Is that the name of the place? I don't play Witcher. I don't get it. You know, there is only one name. And the big thing is that your experience is disconnected from everyone else. But with these game of as a service coming more and more frequent, that sort of thing doesn't work. You're playing with other Tenno. They are commonly referred to in the community as Tenno, right? Not players, Tenno. So are you trying to tell me that every single person has experienced the sacrifice? Has every single person also stabbed Ballas? Or
was every single person saved by Lotus?
Yep.
What, did the Stalker independently fight everyone? Did
Or
the Queens hunt down each Tenno?
Or does it make more sense that you were the one that experienced the sacrifice, but you gave your the blueprint to make Umbra, and thus everyone else has Umbra?
Yeah,
right.
But that one we have to jank a bit. But my favourite one is the second dream. Because were you the one Tenno that woke up from the moon and left? Or were you the one Tenno that was followed by the narrative and did the moving of the moon, but you unleashed and freed all the Tenno of the moon?
Yeah.
That then moved onwards. You might have been the one that was the pivotal one, but you're still nameless. But you were the trigger that everyone then left the moon, and there was many Tenno leaving the moon. But it never gets mentioned. It doesn't mention multiple set signatures closing on the moon, on Lua. My lord Tenno, my word Tenno, I've never seen so many cephalons and operators gathered in one place since the old war. Something like that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It never acknowledges them. It is, you are in a bubble.
Yeah. So, think about it, because this is often, I think, subconsciously, we want to be that one character. We want to be Gordon Freeman. We want to be Lara Croft. We want to be... Help me out here. Trying to think of another epic character. Raziel. We want to be Agent 47.
Rico Rodriguez.
What?
From Just Cause. I think it's Rodriguez. Rico.
Oh, right.
Was man.
But we never actually think to ourselves, we want to be the third guy from the left. So now it's on your conscious forethought. Answer the question, which would you prefer for Warframe? Yeah. So would you prefer to be the third guy from the left and have the narrative make sense? Or would you still prefer to be the one and only Tenno? There's a question, Spin.
It doesn't. It's just minor changes. It really doesn't have to be a big thing. Like, you can have all the quests up to this point exactly the same with just minor tweaks.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure the War Within teaser had the Queen saying, "The Dreamers have awoken."
Yeah.
But then in everything else, it's like, I want my Yuvan, I want this Tenno. You know, it's I want this one. It's like, no, it singles you out.
Yeah.
It doesn't say, like, they don't go, well, if I can't have this one, I'll just get another one. This one's too strong. It's like, the Queen must get you. Why? It's clearly going to be stronger and weaker Tenno for them to eat or acquire or whatever. And this one might be too strong. Then remove yourself from the situation and go get another one. But no, you are, from all intents and purposes, the only one. It doesn't make sense.
Yep. Right. Now let's move on.
Yes, that's it. That's too much for that. Graphs. Let's do some graphs.
That's okay.
Yeah, wasn't that many last week, was there?
Yep.
Nice.
Right. Graph number 1. So, third option to MR40 your Kuva weapon. Do you remember this? So you could either kill, convert, or empower sort of thing. So you can power up your Kuva weapon to MR40 rather than spend the 5 former to get it to MR40. Do you remember this?
What, so you used a weapon to form the weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I think maybe they could have made... Maybe it counts as 2 former or something. But okay, yeah. Well, so most people say yes. I can't remember the exact thing of it. I'm pretty sure it sounded better last week from what I can remember. But as soon as we finish an episode, I can't remember. But still, the responses?
Right, so 48 people responded. 14% said no, and 85% said yes. I'm very interested in the no.
Yeah.
Any comments on that?
I can't remember the exact thing of it, but that response from the community seems pretty clear.
Yep.
Whatever we were talking about last week sounded good.
Yep. Right. Then,
gun shields.
Gun shields. Right. So gun shields when 51 people responded. 1% said never. 1% said never.
I'm not sure. Is our audio recorded separately? Because you cut out a bit there for me.
Yeah. No. My audio is recorded. It's fine. But
that's fine. But 15% said don't care. 82% said now. I like.
But 1% said never.
Yeah.
I don't know who that troll is.
It's the person who has a gun shield for fighting that has the lamp shield.
They have it. They already have it.
They have the lamp shield for fighting at night. Remember? When you can blind your opponent. That's what they've got.
Yep. I remember looking at that and I was like, there was a fundamental flaw with it. I can't remember what it was, but moving on. Right. And then
you won't be able to spin it because the lamp's hanging, so you could. Well, maybe it wouldn't.
No, I can't remember. But anyway, so and then our third card was, do you care about the lore behind Kuva from Liches? So sorry, it's very difficult to word these things. I'm going to need to put something in the template to say, need to address this the question. But
didn't I suggest we come up with things like, and do you care about would be a very easy one to do. Yeah, and that would be DYCA.
Should we ask a card to see if people could actually deal with this, or should we put the glossary in the description?
No, yes, exactly. If you just come up with maybe 4, and that would or maybe 5, that would give you a little library to it. I mean, because if you look at that, if you had DYCA, do you care about?
Yeah,
and then you've got all that freed to explain your actual question.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll put the glossary in the actual
description of each video.
Yeah, and then
we'll start explaining about it.
Yeah. So, what was I?
And then randomly, when we do the how to access the cards, we'll just say it. Yeah. I'm sure people will catch up.
Right. So, it's going to adjust. Right. Okay. So, do you care about lore behind Kuva from Liches? So the whole idea is you defeat the Lich, and somehow you get some Kuva. Right.
Huzzah!
And
it doesn't make any logical sense, but
it's getting stronger.
And I'm draining the Kuva from it, but somehow it makes sense.
Stronger. I've heard some people say oh yeah, but it's because it goes to the Queen and says I've had some Kuva removed, and the Queen's like, oh, I'll give you more Kuva then. I mean, personally, if I was the Queen, I would have eaten them, but moving on.
That doesn't fit with the canon. When the Worm Queen gets annoyed at losing even a single piece of Kuva, or a Kuva extractor, my precious Kuva.
Yeah.
And then she says she'll eat them.
Yeah.
She hates losing Kuva, so why would she give them more Kuva?
Right. So 55 people responded to this one. 16% said no, they didn't care, and 83% said that yes, they did. So I'm happy that our community certainly cares about the lore. Right.
No, it is an actual interesting point. I do meet a lot of people for a lot of games, for instance, and Warframe and in Warcraft, where I talk to them and then they say, I don't care about the lore, I just play the game. And I get confused by that.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Yeah.
I boil it down, if that's the case, would you actually like a game in which you were controlling a blue cube and your blue cube attacked red cubes
Yeah.
using all the mechanics of Warframe, all the mechanics of an MMO, but they were just cubes. That nothing else mattered.
Well, I remember...
Because that's what... If the law doesn't matter, then...
I remember from you playing Diablo 3, one of your friends would always skip the dialogue. And then they got towards, I think it was just like the beginning of chapter 4, and they were super confused to what was going on. Like, this plot makes no sense! It is so stupid and garbage! I was like, yeah, but you've skipped the whole plot. How do you know what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Right, that's it for the community polling.
The graphs.
We will now move on to the community...
No, Patreon questions, yeah.
Yes, but everything now has to start with community.
Is it to make up for your mistake?
No, because we're all about the community.
Damn, he recovered that well. Okay, so the community Patreon questions, Loz.
Our mandate is to put community first.
If you want to be part of the community Patreon to support my channel as part of the Patreon, the community Patreon community, then go to patreon.com/Xeno and you can be part of this great community that I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want to kill it. So you can help.
That's fine. You committed well to it.
Yeah, you can help in the production of various different shows, including Arbiters and the Framecast highlights. And all the money goes into editors. Like, none of it comes to me. It all goes to them. And they certainly love you for it. I certainly love you for it. So please, you get loads of perks. And yeah, like, you could get to ask one of these amazing community Patreon questions.
I'm going to check. I'm going to keep poking you. Did you bother looking at Fiverr?
No. I thought to myself, I could lie right now. I'm not going to.
I even found... I'm sorry. Now you try Fiverr. The guy tested different people on Fiverr who offered to pay miniatures, like Games Workshop miniatures, and he gave them an example, quite a hard example to kind of replicate, and tried them at different like amounts he could spend on it and see what results he got. So if he can do that, I'm pretty sure people can edit your videos for you for cheaper than you're paying now. Seeing as you've got it all streamlined. But anyway, we're going to look at the Patreon questions now in a very strange and annoyed voice. This is Loz. And the first one is from Yanis. Have people tried to submit the names of their favourite Kuva Liches to Xeno, so Xeno can try to read them out?
No, but
that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Do that.
Would it? That sounds completely non-committal. That sounds like...
Have you seen that? You've seen the Rebecca video?
Oh, God, yeah.
She falls to pieces. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right. Zerugal asks, some time ago, you two farmed 100 ARG.
If people want to do that, just send them Slack. Send them to me either on Discord, or I use Slack at work all the time. Send them to me on Discord or Twitter, or leave them as a comment saying Kuva Lich name, links to the originals would be preferred rather than, just typing the name. But yeah, keep going. Loz.
Zerugal says, some time ago, you two farmed 100 Argon. Did you do that with a booster?
139 and no. What?
Yeah. Did we?
No, I didn't think we did.
You have permanent boosters on.
No, I don't.
I'm pretty sure we use boosters.
I'm pretty sure we didn't.
Because
the whole point was getting 100 Argon to make a decoration to prove that it could be done. And we did it in like 6 hours. We got 139.
Did we not record it or make a video about it or anything?
If we did, it's up on Twitch.
I'm surprised you didn't make a "we farmed 100 Argon and look what we got" challenge video with a thumbnail of like a red thing, like on pointing to a circle on part of a picture of Argon, like right at the bottom, as if there's some secret at the bottom of Argon. Thumbnails, I hate them. Right?
No, that'd be weird.
That you must have seen thumbnails like that.
Yeah, but this is me. Like, I had weird, stupid...
I
thought
I look at what
back
secret,
then.
What clickbait works, and then ignore it. Anyway, Zerugal asks, what games have you been playing lately other than Warframe?
Pokemon.
World of Warcraft Classic.
Why'd you say that in shame? I'm the one that's playing Pokemon!
Because when did your game come out?
I don't know, a couple of weeks ago.
Right. Mine came out 15 years ago.
Yeah, but that's good.
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Because it means 15 years ago I was playing the game, and then stupidly 15 years ago playing the same game for no good reason.
You know, I've been playing Warframe for 7 years.
I know, but that just see that perpetually evolves and increases and changes continuously in a good way, and doesn't do bad things. Unlike WoW. Anyway, Nick Evans. Oh, I'm heavily addicted to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius on my phone, which at the moment there was an update today, but Apple seemed to have messed it up. And so there's loads of apps which can't get updates. Android users can, but Apple doesn't. This makes Loz sad.
Wah, wah.
Thank you for the comedic timing. Nick Evans, with the glitched discovery that using the navigation option while exploring your railjack triggers the title sequence of the Empyrean quest before bugging out and leaving you in the loading loop, what is your honest guess as to when Empyrean is actually due to launch? I did try using navigation. It didn't actually do that, but I assume they must have hot fixed it pretty quickly. Yeah. What's your honest guess as to when Empyrean is actually due to launch? Now, okay. First, I want to separate that and say they did say Empyrean is going to launch in 3 batches. That's what they said.
Yeah. So what counts as launching?
I think so that's why I'm going to specify this. So we've already had technically part 1 of Empyrean with the build the railjack. Yeah. Part 2, I'm actually going to say we're going to get before Christmas. I think. I'm really optimistic. I can't believe they would leave us at this point. Because have you been on your railjack?
Yeah.
Have you gone to the back where there's the something pod?
Yeah.
That makes some sort of time paradox or something.
What?
Yeah, if you click on the pod, the cephalon just says like, how could you mean 2 places at once, or some faff like that, and this is not physically possible, or something. And it's like,
oh, mine didn't say that. Mine said they were like feeling something.
Oh, mine was like mumbling about all these things. I was just like, can I do anything with this? And it just went on a loop of all these things. Like, okay, this is some sort of void paradox thing. That's great. So the ship's there. It's good to go. I feel that they wouldn't. And if you go to navigation, I think, well, for me, it said like, the integration is continuing. I will inform you when it's ready. So I'm like, okay, I can't believe they would leave us like. If they left it January, that's over a month. I can't believe they leave it like that.
No, I think
I was expecting something after we finished building the railjack, or that we'd now go like weapons research or something, and we'd be continuing into December doing content. That seems to have stopped upon building the ship. So I feel we're going to get more.
I think that we're still going to get the new war before Christmas. I think the reason why we're getting fewer and fewer dev streams since TennoCon is because they're heavily working on the new war.
Crunch?
Huh?
Yeah, they're crunching it.
Yeah, they're crunching it. And they don't have anything apart from new war stuff to talk about, so they're not doing the dev stream. That's a theory. And I think that the way the new war narrative is going to work with what Cephalon Psi has been saying. I'm going to call it Cephalon Shy. I just want to call it Cephalon Shy. I'm going to call it Cephalon Shy. The way that...
I'm going to call him Plot Hole.
I'm fine with that. Right, the way that Cephalon Shy has been... So it is introduced. It says that the sentients are preparing on the edge of the solar system.
Yeah.
So I think the sentients are going to strike first. They're going to fire their teleport beacons at various points in the star chart. We'll have to deal with them. But after we've dealt with the first wave, we'll have to take the fight to them. And the only way to do that is to fly there using the railjack. That's what I think is going to be the introduction. I'm also hoping that with that, they'll give us like missions to do with our railjack. But if it's I don't know, I think they've come a long way since then, but my thought is Cicero Crisis way back when. Do you remember that?
So we're going to have a limited event style railjack to begin with.
Yeah, so, you know, with Cicero Crisis, you got the new Earth tile set, but then it went away after Cicero Crisis and it didn't come back until like February or something.
Oh, I guess if at the end of the
quest.
quest, your railjet gets damaged, and then we have to wait for the next quest to fix it and fly properly.
Yeah, that is a thought that they could do.
Yeah, that would still be cool.
But yeah, so in all honesty, I don't know. Moving on.
If it's sensual you want, what would be your preferred Warframe-themed body wash, candle scent, and mood music for a sensual night in with a significant partner? Why did we want sensual? Did you want sensual?
No, because I was an idiot and put sensual in the question. I thought this is going to bite me in the ass.
Is this because you call everyone lovelies?
No, because I put in the question... No, put in the post, like, submit your sensual questions, because I was an idiot.
We've got to do it now. Right, let's go. Warframe-themed body wash. Atlas Mint.
Atlas Mint.
Yep, Atlas Mint body wash. Yep.
Is that anything like the oh god, what's the shower gel? I can't remember, but it's so strong.
Oh, you mean the sort of natural organic one?
Is it? Yeah, and it's just like, holy Christ, I can smell this from rooms away.
Yeah.
Candle
scent, go.
Candle scent. Ash.
Ash what? You can't just write ash on a candle. It's a scent.
Ash charcoal.
Ash charcoal.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Right. So mint and charcoal so far. We're doing great. Finally, we got mood music. What can we go on that one?
Children power metal.
There we go.
Music I could do, right? The other stuff is like, in shower, rub soap, leave.
See, I also was like, the Atlas Mint is because I was going sort of pun on. There's Atlas Shrugged. Is a book. Don't know if you know that.
No.
Atlas Mint. No. There we go. That's Loz is failing at the wit. Now, moving on, last one is, hey Loz, what's the difference between a general practitioner and a specialist? Okay, so first I think it's a question, but I think it's a joke. One treats what you have, the other thinks you have what they treat. That's about right.
I think it's a statement of fact, isn't it?
It might also be a statement of fact, it's true. That's it though. Right, I like it. Moving on to the community comments.
Community responses.
Kenneth Cunningham, Xeno, the Kuva weapon upgrade option was genius. From Kenneth Cunningham. I just saw that and thought, he's going to like that. Just Kenneth Cunningham, just wanted to let you know. Genius.
Wait, did Awesome Todd tell me I was wrong?
He may have. I was going to skip it on this one, but there we go. Yeah, Awesome Todd is like, oh, I'm back and I missed the catch up. By the way, Xeno's wrong. It's like, thank you, Awesome Todd. Thank you. You got a thumbs up from me. Andrew Singleton. I'm confused at all the complaints I've heard of the unskippable wait times on railjack construction. Oh, yeah, so it was a bit more explaining why all these people complaining about that, when his actual problems that Andrew Singleton had was to do with building the actual dry dock. That's what, to do with the dealing with the actual system of building, trying to find the space, using the interface to understand the space was a big problem, and trying to get the space in the system. It was crazy. Did you have any problems with that?
I didn't build it because we were recording 10 o'clock at the time. One of the clannies actually built it, but they did tell me that they couldn't put it anywhere. And our dojo works on a 3-layered system, so the middle layer is actually technically 4, but the middle layer. So the second floor is where we started the dojo.
The middle.
But we ended up abandoning that. And but when we were building it, we built an upper floor, which is nothing but power generators.
Absolutely, meant to be nothing but power, just to hide them away.
Yeah, because they're faff. Then the third floor was where everything was. So this is where the big clan halls were. This is where what's the name of the damn things? The labs are. This is where the trophy room is. This is where the dueling room is. It's all in one space. And then underneath, at the 4th floor, is like this huge garden network of different sized rooms.
Yeah.
I can't. Are they all called garden rooms? I can't remember.
That's fine, but get your point.
But the point is that when our clanny was building the dry dock, the only place he could put it was at the very top on the end of the power generators.
Right, that was the only place to place. So yeah, clearly that's why people complain. What did you feel about the wait times, the 12-hour wait times between steps? Did you care?
Don't care.
Yeah, me neither. It was all right. Dragged it out. Gave me reasons to log in.
It's interesting because I've heard people say like, they had to do it this way because otherwise you'd be waiting days for your railjack when it comes out. It's like, well, no, they just don't put the wait times. It's like,
I bet you at some point they'll remove the wait times on it.
Probably.
It's again.
Or they let you build the whole thing in one go.
Yeah, I bet they will.
Yeah.
Or they'll probably what they'll probably do is they'll drop it down to like an hour.
But the thing is, you can start building your railjack after the second dream, and you won't be able to use it. Oh, you won't need it until after the sacrifice. So you'll have, God, what is it? Neptune, Pluto, Sedna.
No, that's fine. Several planets and several quests. That's fine. I didn't know that. That's quite interesting. So maybe that'll alleviate the problem. But I still think at some point they'll drop it down to like 6 hours and then maybe an hour. But still. Anyway, moving on. So I've got two about Archwing's new universal blink. Urano says having blink and being focused combat is not mutually exclusive. Why would having blink on Archwings make those Archwings not combat focused? Said Archwings just get an ability to blink, giving them more flexibility towards movement. So more viable for transportation, all the while being just as combat effective as before. In fact, you can now instantly blink out of anti-air weapon range on every Archwing. That by itself makes Archwings much more usable for combat in open.
Right, but do you?
I'm tempted to give it a go, actually. I think they have a fair point here that you can just, because any Archwing, I mean, I always use Odinata, I didn't like using Itzel. You will just go blink and you'll be out. Maybe it will help your Archwing stay in the air longer. I still think they would need to do a lot more work on making the Archwing not made of tissue paper and falling out of the air too quickly. But maybe through skill, this will enable me to do that. So Urano, I'm going to give this a go.
I kind of get where they're coming from. I'd rather have a chaff button instead to get
the Odinata has a chaff.
Yeah, I know. But the problem is that when you're doing a blink, like imagine Nightcrawler, he is fighting another mutant, and then all of a sudden, I'm about to be hit by a heavy attack. I'll now teleport 2 miles away. That's the shortest distance I can teleport. Like you remove yourself from the combat. And it's the same with the blink. You are removing yourself from combat by blinking. So
maybe, but if you're focused on one pinpoint that you're trying to attack, yeah, then I can agree on that. But if you're attacking an area, maybe it will make the Archwing be more effective.
I will say though, I have played Archwing since, and the thing I really don't like that they've lost all form of inertia. It makes it feel just so unnatural. Like imagine like the majority of players love it, but I hate no drift because it's like this is an aircraft. There is no aircraft in any form of life that just stops on a dime.
Right. I'll have to play with that, and I haven't noticed it. I'll probably notice it now, and then I'll never be able to play Archwing again. Thank you. Now moving on to the other one, JJ24. Blink is not holding Archwing back from viable combat usage, the enemy AI and ability damages. Archwing damage is so poor that 2 of the Archwings are basically unused. That leaves only utility as an option. Itzel is still the only viable option because even with the improved flight controls. Even with the improved flight controls, the anti-air missiles knock you down every 5 seconds. Enemy AI either needs to find a workaround with not being able to aim upward, or more enemies need to be introduced to combat Archwing. I do think they have a fair point here.
Yeah, I completely agree.
They can't aim up, so we'll just give them stupid AA missiles that just knock your paper airplane out of the air, or make them deploy more Archwing enemies as you attack them with Arcwing and make them take cover. Maybe even make a mob which deploys the shield upward only, so that they can defend against air units. So it makes it harder for you to attack. I also feel there's a fair point on the damage of Arcwings in those missions. But that goes back to my whole mandatory thing to do with power and what's a player bringing into a mission. I mean, is someone bringing in a modded Arcwing or an unmodded one? And how does that balance versus... it's the juggling act. But yeah, I think I have a fair point here, and I agree we probably do need some more Arcwing enemies. And I would love to see more Arcwing enemies deployed in airspace. I think it'd be really cool. Right, the next one...
Hold on, no, just one last thing. I remember asking Scott on Twitter if it would be possible for Wisp, before she actually came out, would she have the ability to like inhabit or effectively duplicate the animations and movements of enemies, right? And he told me that unfortunately that's just not possible because players have so much freedom of movement in the animations and everything. The enemy animations are just non-existent. So, for example, enemies cannot look up.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
Yeah. The way the Green Bottle is structured, it just falls to pieces when it has to aim straight up. It really does.
Yep.
It just can't. It just collapse. There's just nowhere for the armor to slot it into itself to make you. It's actually the same problem with Space Marines in reality. Space Marines could not look or shoot up very well. They kind of fudge it.
What you mean?
You know, with the giant shoulder pads.
Yeah. Pauldrons.
Right, those shoulder pads, the pauldrons, would make it near impossible. Just think about it, they'd have to...
Oh, yeah, because they're not attached to the arm. They're attached to the torso, aren't they?
Yeah. They would have to kind of expand outwards to allow the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I've really loved about the Marvel movies with Iron Man, is the fact that the armor moves out of the way of itself, so he has more freedom of movement.
Yeah. This is a tricky thing. Right, moving on. Majoga put an interesting idea to do with Kuva weapons in the future, because we were saying what happens when, you're going, I don't want these Kuva weapons anymore. There's no Kuva weapons I get. When you get a Kuva weapon delivered to you, it goes to your foundry.
Yep.
Yeah. But why not give you an option to disassemble it right there and then, and provide you with unique resources like Kuva or Netane or...
I quite like that idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think because it is in the foundry, so it would just allow you to do that. So that's interesting. Moving on, I just want to put a few things here. So Squivel C, I saw a beetle also at first. Had to look closer for Goat. Kind of surprised I didn't see a card. What did you see, considering the low number of cards this episode? Because it was a beetle.
Go.
Zakat says, lol, I see the beetle after Loz said that. Thank you.
After, right? Clearly saw the goat first.
You saw a mess, a complete and utter mess. And Rahalance, it's definitely a beetle. There we go. So that is definitive. 3 for me, 0 for Xeno. Moving on. Scarlet Kingdom, last point here. Haven't seen Joey in a while. Glad to see him seeming to do okay. Heart.
Just actually going to say, we're currently recording this on Thanksgiving. It's also Joey's birthday. So a special shout out to Joey. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Yep.
And many more.
All the more.
I sing him happy birthday? No.
We're British, we don't celebrate.
No, we do. We celebrate other people.
Oh, I thought we celebrate drunk.
No.
Are we drunk?
No.
Then we can't celebrate.
I do have mead.
As I said, drunk. Right. Moving on.
Right, so that's it for the community sponsors. Let's move on to the topics of this week.
Right, so topic 1. Can we please have an
Xeno with sports?
Can we please have an option to toggle hold melee to heavy attack? Question mark. Right. Then what? Right. Topic 2. Failed requiems resulting in player deaths is thematically backwards. And that's coming back.
Wait, love that this topic will not die.
Have we now got a new Nullifier topic?
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
And it's one that we're actually on the side of the topic.
Wow. The blink cooldown is pointless and fails to achieve its intended purpose as a form of travel. It doesn't actually say that.
Not going to judge that on pre. We're going to go into that one with an open mind and fairly assess it.
As a form of travel. Right. Can we please have an option to toggle hold melee to heavy attack? Using a heavy attack results in combo counter to 0. Apparently, not if you mod for it. There's nothing more frustrating than running around with a 12 times multiplier only to accidentally do a heavy attack and lose the entire build-up. The game is very lenient about what it considers as hold, so sometimes if you're trying to mash really fast or just leave your finger on the button slightly too long, you just blow your whole load, your whole combo meter for nothing. What?
I wonder if that was the load was actually in the original text or if Tobiah added that.
Let's find out.
Oh, it's a Reddit one. It probably is in the actual text.
Right. I don't know about this.
Aye.
Nope. Tobiah added that.
Yeah.
Sly Tobiah.
Sly Tobiah.
I don't know about this because I use the
toggles. I want toggles. Give me toggles.
No, I use the mouse click to melee. So when I get my melee out, I just use my mouse.
That doesn't change at all to do with our issue.
But heavy attack is on alt fire.
My point was going to be, no, but it's on alt fire. But if you hold the mouse, does it still do a heavy attack?
I don't know.
That's what they're implying, is that it does, and they want a toggle to remove that. So it is only on a separate button.
I'm so confused. Because I swear I've done this, and I couldn't get it to heavy attack. And I was just like, where are these legendary heavy attacks everyone keeps on talking about? And then it turned out it's on the alt fire.
Let me try and log in and have a look.
Yeah, if you could, because I go into the simulacrum, because I'm more interested in, is this on your melee button, your quick melee button, or is this on the mouse? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. I'll test that now. It's trying to log in, I think. Yes, there we go. So, but let's move on the assumption that it is. So if you do hold down the mouse, it will do a heavy attack.
I am fine for a toggle. I want the combo meter thing to change because the multiplier rather. I think I would like it that though this is a little convoluted. On the first heavy melee swing you throw, it deducts 1 off the multiplier. Right, so it drops you to the lowest number of kills applicable to the next. So the last multiplier. So if we're on 12, it'll drop you down to 11. So it'll put you down to, say, 100 kills, right? And 100 being the first step of 11. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Then you have a choice of either start building it back up, or if you do it again, you then wipe out the rest of your multiplier. Because there's next to no strategy in this.
Well, no, that's not their issue, though.
No, I know it's not their issue. But I would like it to be something there. Because, yeah, okay, I don't use the heavy attacks at all. Because it just feels like, yeah, but I've built up all this strength, and now I'm just wasting it. Because I'm pretty sure people have said that the multiplier isn't meant to affect the light attacks, but I swear it does. I think Loz is heading to the simulacrum.
I am. So if I just... Oh, wait, no, I've got it on. Right, where is it?
You might have to spawn some enemies to
No.
build up the multiplier.
No, but the question is to do with the heavy attack.
Another thing I'd really like is the heavy attack not wiping out the multiplier if it doesn't connect.
I mean, mine's on a side mouse button. I'm just mashing it continuously.
Yeah.
Yet to see that ever being picked up as a heavy attack.
Is that side mouse button bound to a key? Like a keyboard key?
I think, but it's going to be like none. I'm on the numpad. Yeah. Num 4.
Right. So if you just hold down num 4 to do a heavy attack?
Yeah, it does what it's annoying. It's back to the old do one swing, do heavy attack.
Right.
Right, and so you want me to test the combo drop as well, yeah?
Yeah. They're just gonna check this out. Loz are gonna spawn some dudes. I think you can make them invincible. Start hacking at them.
Oh, there we are.
Start hacking away. What weapon are you using there, Loz?
Paracesis.
Paracesis.
Did I push spawn?
I don't know, did you?
Spawn. Maybe I didn't push spawn. That's no good.
I'm also sure if you go back up to that platform, it kills all the enemies automatically.
Yeah. Simulate. There you go.
Loz is doing this thing. Finding dudes.
Wait, oh, sorry. It seems to have knocked off the invincible thing for them. Try it again. No,
apparently this is really complicated.
It doesn't make the enemies invincible. There's no way to make
it. They make them like level a bajillion.
Okay. Oh, they'll probably one-shot me. I don't.
What's the AI?
Oh, okay. That would do it, wouldn't it?
It's like, why? I don't know why this is so complicated.
I don't use the simulacrum much.
This is clearly riveting for absolutely everyone.
I know. This is Loz failing at the simulacrum.
Only if my PC was PC enough and I'd be able to play Warframe at the same time.
Right. Okay, I'm up to 9. What did they say? 12?
Yeah. No, just go for 9. Just like now hold down your melee attack and see if you can wipe out your combo.
The whole thing.
Whole thing's just gone.
Yeah. It doesn't take one, it takes the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that it takes the whole thing. But even so, yeah, I'm on the side of this. I want a toggle for, should that be a thing? Because I certainly don't. I mean, I've not really experienced this. Yeah. I'm down for the toggle. Are you down for the toggle? More options?
I'm totally down for a toggle. More options, more player. Especially when it comes to these things to do with the melee systems and Arcwing. Getting it how the players actually like the little fundamentals like that, I feel is quite important.
Yeah. Especially being able to play the way that you want to play.
Though saying that, I wasn't able to replicate their mashing a button to go into heavy attacks. I thought it was pretty clear when I was holding versus when I was tapping. I don't know if that's my mouse versus their mouse, but that's just how it was.
Yeah, okay. Well, again, that's if they use the mouse. Because typically, by default, this is on the E key.
They say button, actually. Yeah, so maybe. Right, should we move on to replies?
Yeah.
I'd like this too. I accidentally heavy attack way too much when I'm spamming the melee button.
Okay.
I just couldn't replicate it. However, who knows? Different keyboards, different setups, maybe different input lag is enough to make it, and maybe that's what's triggering the heavy attack. Next one. So that's why I'm randomly heavy meleeing and interrupting my own animations without hitting the middle mouse button. So that, as they're saying there, so it is a separate button, but it's also on that. So the toggle removing it, I'm totally behind this.
Okay.
In more now. Third one. While this seems like a good idea, it also seems like a symptom of the fact that heavy attacks are so bad. A big part of why it's annoying is that for most weapons, the combo is useful and the heavy attack isn't. The exact opposite of how the system is supposed to work.
So I feel the heavy attack is supposed to be for an enemy that, has like truck tons of armor. So you've got a bombard or a corrupted heavy gunner or something like this that you just need to get rid of. So you use the heavy attack. But that happens so infrequently. Yeah,
If it's going to take the whole combo counter, I think it should do pretty cataclysmic damage.
Yeah, I don't think we should treat this as gosh darn it, what's the name of the game? A fighting game, or to a lesser extent, something like Devil May Cry, a brawler or beat 'em up. I can't remember what they're called. Like, Warframe is such a unique beast. I think the combos need to be handled in a more sympathetic manner.
I can behind that, yeah.
Yeah.
The worst is when you're lagging a little while spamming attacks and the game randomly decides that you held the button. But it should be easy enough for them to just add a toggle, since some do prefer it like this. Yep, completely agree.
Now that speaks more volumes. Why? I think that would be a frame rate thing, not a lag thing. Why would the hosting player think you have done a heavy attack when you tell the hosting player, I have done a heavy attack? Yeah? I think that's more of
if you're the host?
Huh?
What happens if you're the host? Or what happens if your mouse or your keyboard is defective and the inputs are too close together and it occasionally just buffers inputs?
I think that's a frame rate issue. I don't think this is a lag issue. But I think that also really highlights something. If you've not got a big hefty machine or something like that, you're playing on, a bread box, then yeah.
The last one is, honestly, I'd rather they just take hold to heavy back out. It's got its own dedicated input now. It doesn't need to be taking up space and causing issues on the regular melee input. I also completely agree with that. The toggle will be better, but seeing as it's got a separate melee key for it, and there's obviously you don't need to reload with your melee weapons. There's 3 buttons to do it. I don't begrudge this idea as well because this is easier. But
okay, so asking, would you rather? And we're going to use the abbreviation. Would you rather? Oh god, decreasing. What's the name of the combos? Combo multipliers. Combo multiplier. This already feels like it's too long. Versus decreasing multiplier versus toggle hold heavy attack. Yeah?
Yep, sounds good.
Because I think I would rather decreasing multiplier than the hold. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Next.
Is that what you want? That's fine, yeah.
Is there another?
Nope.
Oh, sorry, that was the last one. I apologize. Right, let's move on to topic 2. Right, topic 2. Failed requiems result in player deaths is thematically backwards. Instead of leveraging the highly
reported.
What the heck does that mean?
Implied to do sort of thing.
Okay. Gift of Revival that the Liches are known for. When we fail a Requiem, we die instead.
Appearing or stated to be true, though not necessarily so, alleged.
Okay. Good use of increasing my vocabulary.
Wordage.
Yep. Feel like this is completely backwards.
Good use of vernacular.
Yeah. And that failed Requiem attempts should kill the Lich instead, as in the only way to put them down for good is to get the correct Requiem combo. It also makes more sense in that the Lich is learning from their death instead of starting out with the ability to kill you instantly and never changing or developing from that point. They can already kill you instantly, so what are they learning? Where is the power coming from? Whereas being put down temporarily and coming back stronger makes more sense. Right now, it's kind of weird to have it the way it is, and it feels like it's only there to pretend there's a challenge. But taking a player's revive because their requiems were wrong isn't a challenge. So it's the absence of mechanic importance. So in the absence of mechanic importance, the only thing it accomplishes is the feat of being thematically out of place. I like this person. So,
do you know what my theory is on why we have it this way around?
Why?
I'd hate to be mean, but I think it's because they're being a bit lazy. I think because they technically have all the code linked up for an invader into your mission, aka the Stalker.
Yeah.
You either kill the Stalker, or the Stalker kills you and leaves. So they would have to read. It would have to be a whole new set of what's the term? Activities.
It's
flags for when you kill it, it's not dead. But if they can instead, by having it kill you, it runs on probably exactly the same script.
So what we're referring to here in terms of processing and things like this, it's called a state machine. So you go from one state to another, and you can only do that by changing one aspect of it. So you can't change two aspects to jump a state or anything like this. You can only go from one state to another. And what you've described is the state machine that effectively works for the Stalker and all the other mid-bosses.
Everything else, yeah.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense. So what we need is another state that you kill it and you fail, right?
Yes.
Because right now, killing and winning are synonymous. Synonymous?
Yeah.
Yeah, synonymous. So we need a killing and failing state.
Yeah.
Which is something I would assume is a lot more in the root of the code than anything else. I think that the effort to do it should be there, and the default is like for the entity that you're killing, like the Stalker or what have you. You could do a test, like, does this have a call to action that in order to kill it? So the Stalker doesn't have one, the Gustrak 3 doesn't have one, Zanuka Hunter doesn't have one. So the only one that has one is, the Wolf doesn't have one. The only one that has one is your Lich. So that allows you to fall.
No. They've always had that. Capture targets. It's exactly the same. It's just a capture target state call to action.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it more complicated. So, because you need to say that the capture target will always go into the state of success.
Yeah.
So, so it's... You have to have something that defines the difference between... So, basically, you have to build a whole new state machine for the Kuva Liches.
Now, it could be... I think Rebecca made a point of they're not going to change it anytime soon, but they may change it in the future, I think.
Yeah.
Am I imagining that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am, or yeah?
No. Yeah, I think you're right in saying that.
Yeah. And I think it could be because they could have either shipped Kuva Liches when they did, or maybe they would have to, while they were building it, they realized we're going to have to do it this way. Something deep in the code or whatever, like you said, they're going to have to a lot of work or something.
Yeah.
And so this is a quicker way of getting content to the people, but it just doesn't work. However, it's just got thematic problems. It really has thematic problems, and that I think it does need to be addressed at some point. But do you see? I just while you were reading this out, I thought of that. Do you think that might be the reason why? Does that?
No, that really speaks volumes to me. It does make a lot of sense. I'm not just saying, "Oh yeah, that's totally what it." No, it's coding wise, because you have to go through the logical steps of going from A to B. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because it's all repurposed stuff this way.
Yeah, so I don't know how much effort. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start in terms of this. This is so low level code. I feel like, I haven't got a bloody clue. It might be something that takes them months to redo, because they have to make sure that everything uses the default state machine, while the Kuva Liches use this new state machine, but the new state machine has to play ball with the old one, blah, 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 blah.
Could it be the reason why it takes so long is they're going to replace the default state machine with an upgraded one that can account for the additional states? Would that be a lot of work?
Yeah, that would be a truck ton of work, because, like, as you've already said, if they're basing it off of the capture target, then the capture target must always succeed, but the name of the other one, the Kuva Liches, can fail.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It really is difficult. So I would like them to change it. I think that the more people talk about it, the longer people talk about it for, the more likely it is to happen. If people just go, it's a thing, then they'll forget about it.
Yeah.
I like the fact
it depends. If they keep expanding the Lich system, I don't think anyone's ever going to forget about it.
I like the fact that not thematically, but functionally, the Liches reward Kuva on a fail attempt. But thematically, again, it makes boggle sense.
Yeah, it's a gameplay band-aid and it works fine, but it just thematic makes sense.
So that's something I think we're just going to have to overlook, because how can you explain that one away? We've already said before, I don't know if we said during the recording or if it was before we started recording, you know, if a Lich is going to go up to the Queen and say, "Oh, Warframe, show me Kuva," the Queen's just going to kill the Lich. They're not going to give the Lich more Kuva in its place.
Yeah.
So there needs to be another reason why they level up. And another thing is, I would like it for them to adapt so they get better abilities, right? I would like it if you could get a Lich that has effectively 4 ultimate abilities. Right?
4 super jumps.
4 super jumps. I love that. I love that, Arbiters. Anyway, so yeah, I want to see this happen. I want a good reason for why we're getting Kuva, but I don't think we can. You can stop that now. I want. Yeah, I just want more expansion on the Kuva Liches. So I think a card that I have is are you still doing Liches, or have you stopped? Right? Because yeah. Are you still killing Liches? Yes. Nope. Got my weapons. No. Because I'm genuinely interested. I'm still doing it. I haven't got all my weapons. Ooh, do we need to make that distinction between yes and yes, I've got all my weapons?
No, yes isn't it?
Yeah,
because
yes.
You might have given up after going, I've got all the weapons I want. And you haven't listed that or happens if they've got, or they've given up because they feel that that's enough.
So should we just have yes and no?
Yeah.
So just yes and no.
See how people are doing. Are they still doing it? It's just still good content.
That one. Right.
Replies?
I think so, yes.
But then, where would they use that sweet, sweet killing the player animation that they worked so hard on?
They can still do that, though. Right?
They could just use it as a
grab. It's just a
grab in
grapple.
the third phase, make it a special thing. Yeah.
What if it's a feint? Right? What if you could level up your Lich to the point of, it's able to feint you. So you think you've gotten its health down, but you haven't.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then you go to stab it, and then it tricks you, but it doesn't kill you outright.
Yeah.
I think that Kuva Liches should have some sort of means to insta-kill you, kill you too, though. Like perhaps by opening you up to a Parazon-like finisher or something. Maybe they could also only have it at level 4 to 5 Lich, can still have the insta-kill from wrong Requiem mod order, since the player would still have some sort of control over Liches getting to do that level of damage, because if you are smart about your stabs, you have pretty good chance to take it out before it even gets to that high. Whew! Give this man a comma.
Well, they gave you several.
No, sorry, he did have several.
This man is full stop. Do you want to move your mic a little bit closer as well?
Oh, sorry, is it? It's me staring at this over here. No, I don't. I'm not sure on this one. I don't mind that. I don't mind it having insta-kill mechanics. I think it would be nice if they were telegraphed. Like, it's gonna do a thing. Oh, I got you in the suplex hold. Animation plays, you get killed. Fair enough, maybe. Okay. You don't have to get rid of animation, and we can still give them powerful attacks. Fine.
I don't know how I feel about telegraphing it, because I think if you telegraph it, then no one will ever get hit by it.
But telegraph it that it does the telegraph from the first phase, but then it speeds up between other phases to the point that it's like lightning fast in phase 3.
Sure.
So you learn the telegraph early on.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, he's going to do a thing. He's going to do a thing.
And then it doesn't telegraph.
But it does, but
so fast.
It's rather short. Like, it just does the ability, but with
no telegraph.
Well, if you insist, but we're going to take down, it's a big newspaper to take down, man.
No telegraph.
Yes. The last one. It's even funnier. Even funnier.
It's even funnier, Loz.
Even funnier. No, I think that does work. It's even funnier. There is big murmur reward when we die to them, as if we are evolving and learning for each death.
Yes.
So basically, what you're saying is DE mirrored the system, and we get stronger when they kill us.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the point of that last comment was.
You're getting rewarded for failing.
Right, but knowledge is a reward for failing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not sure. I can't really see the angle on that one.
Yeah. It's like, oh, your research has failed. Well, I've learned that it's failed, which means it kind of hasn't failed. I know that it doesn't work.
So now I'll adapt, change, and continue the research till it succeeds.
Yeah, and I'll be able to tell other people that that thing hasn't worked, and then they won't do it, and therefore the research has succeeded. Like,
bizarre.
Yeah. Knowing things.
But I think we agree with the fundamentals of this topic, and I think we've worked out probably what the root cause of it is, and if that's why, it's just because of a
state machine
development point of view, and not because they didn't want to provide the other method or they think this method's better. It's just they have to provide this method for the time being.
I do think it's too brutal to the player base that a lot of people don't like losing to the Liches because this is one thing I wanted to fight against. This person says that it's not challenging when you die instantly. No, that's not the challenge. The challenge is getting the puzzle right. Yeah? You can argue that the puzzle's simplistic, but a Rubik's Cube is simplistic by nature. Yet a lot of people can't get more than a side right. Yeah? You know, noughts and crosses is simplistic by nature. This is also simplistic by nature. You know what the solution is. The solution is to kill thralls until you know what all the Parazon mods are that you need, or the Requiem mods are that you need.
Yeah.
Right. Or you can try and brute force it. You can try and guess what the combination is until it's like a thief trying to break open a safe. You can either get the combination beforehand, or you can just work your way through it.
Yeah.
So I do say that this is challenging content, just not what you think challenge is. Sorry, what this poster thinks challenge is.
They're focusing on the
dying.
Not really the challenge.
No. But they say that.
Oh, it's not challenging. Well,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get behind that, but I still think it's wrong.
No.
Third topic.
Yeah. We asked the question, didn't we? Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Third topic. Right. The blink cooldown is pointless and fails to achieve its intended purpose.
Bizarre.
The nerf to blink did not have the desired effect of evening out the reliability of all Arkwings. It kept Itzel at the top due to the high innate flight speed on Itzel. I am confirming what Drew has been saying the entire time. The Itzel is nothing but a transportation device. The only reason blink spam was a problem is because only Itzel could do it, which made pretty much every other Arkwing obsolete in open worlds. With every Arkwing having blink now, there's no reason to nerf it. So why is there? It accomplishes only two things: making an already long and tedious bounty mission even longer, and quite counterintuitively keeps Itzel in its position of beating out every other Arkwing on transport speed. This post is literally echoing everything that I've been saying I'm getting on my soapbox, Oz. You need to stop me.
We got time.
We got time? We got half hour. So...
Well, you know, I was thinking, like, shall we try and get this 1 hour and a half? Nah. Let's let Xeno get on a soapbox. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off this fan. Going to unhook this chair. Just going to lean on back. Cross my arms.
What?
And listen to a Xeno soapbox rant.
So what was the person from the community response?
Well, hang on. I'm going to give you just a few seconds. Breathe in and out.
I'm not breathing.
In. Go.
Huh?
Go.
Right. We had the community response last week saying that the reason why Arkwings aren't viable for combat is that they do boggle damage. Right?
Wasn't that today? That was earlier.
Yes. No, but the episode was last week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. The problem we're having is the perception of why people are using Arkwing. Right? Yes, I completely agree. Arkwings aren't treated properly. People have this mindset, and this post is a clear-cut example of that mindset. Why nerf Blink? Blink was good. Blink had a purpose, yes, to get you from A to B. That's all you cared about with the Itzel. You didn't care about the fact that it could stop on a dime. You didn't care about the fact that it could, get you out of trouble from aerial attacks. You didn't care about the invisibility. You didn't care about the drones. I used all the abilities of the Itzel, right? The fact that you could pull all the items to you. That was one thing I'd always do when we did Eidolon farming. I would just hop on my Itzel, and then I'd use the vacuum to pull all the sentient cores to me, right? But no, people see Arcwings as just a method of transportation. This is the same problem World of Warcraft had post Burning Crusade, where people would hop on their mount, go up and down, up and down, up and down, and they skipped out the bulk of the content, right? DE, I love you to bits. You should not have put Arcwings in the open worlds. That was a mistake.
Yeah, or at least they shouldn't have on Valis.
Yeah. You know, I strongly feel like if DE took away Arcwings from open worlds, I feel that the bounty system in open worlds could grow more.
Why?
Because people would have different arguments, right? It's tedious to get on my K drive to go to the starport to finish a bounty. Why are all the bounties so spread apart, right? I think that would become the next argument, because DE said, right, taking away Arcwings, no matter what you complain about, we are not putting them back, right? Get a different soapbox to complain on, right?
Yes.
We will listen to you, but we will not put this back because this is a fault. This is a problem, right? And I think that people could come up with better solutions to fixing the problem. They could come up with a transportation system that is, hey, you teleport from A to B, or you get a train. Like, how often do we come up with the topic of, let's put a train network around the plains of Eidolon? You hop on the train, like you hop on a monorail or whatever, and it would take you from location to location. You could do that with Orb Valis, right? You could do aerial drops. Your Lisette drops you out of in orbit, and you land at a bounty hub, right? And then you do the stuff in that hub.
Oh man, I'd love if they let us do Halo drops. That'd be so
yeah, right? So many different ways to address this. But people only see Arcwings as a method of transportation and couldn't give a shit about them as anything else, which is my biggest concern from Empyrean, right? I am really, really worried that Arcwings will only be used to get you from the from your railjack to the capital ship or whatever else, and not treated as anything else apart from transportation or shooting LOLs out of a torpedo tube. So that's trying to make it a little light at the end.
Oh, my face is going to hurt so much.
Yep. Get in the tube. What's your take on this?
Well, I think they do point out that they need to rethink or rebalance Arcwing's effects in the open world. But then it just goes into the problem that I always keep mentioning of there's so many elements in the game which are not mandatory. And are you going to make it mandatory that people have to gear up their Arcwings so they can defend against mobs which are going to be attacked from the air on Orb Valis at high settings? Maybe that would work. But I doubt it, because I feel the whole mantra of the game now is moving towards, same thing happened with WoW when they brought in Raid Finder, getting providing for as many players as possible, rather than providing for the elite players or the end gate, the high level content players, you know. So I remember Steve saying when it came to Plains of Eidolon, they put it actually quite early on. You'd be able to access it because they wanted people who went, oh yeah, I've seen that in the trailer, I want to play that. They didn't want to go, right, well, you've got to wait to 50 hours paywall before you can get to do this cool thing. So they tried to integrate it there. And it means that Arcwing doesn't really require a lot of mods to use. Because your players are going to be a little bit Arcwing. What do you mean?
Well, Hyperion Thrusters is the mod.
I meant the damage point of view. The damage point of view. So trying to balance what a player's arc wing will be in terms of strength, attack and defense is all over the place because what is it, an early player, late player? So I think that needs to be rejigged before the blink. I have played a bit of arc wing with the blink, and I thought the blink was fine. You kind of fall into a rhythm, of knowing exactly when it's going to pop off, and that way you can just don't even look, and you can just tab and just What was I saying?
Well, you said that you were playing the new Arcwing with the blink, and the blink isn't a problem.
Why did I say tab?
I don't know. Is your roll on or blink or whatever on tab? I don't know.
No, it's on shift. Where's my brain going with? Going to sleep, clearly. No, yeah. Was I being coherent?
Yes, you were being coherent. You were getting into a rhythm. You were getting into a rhythm of being able to see when you were going to be able to next blink with your Arcwing. Yes, you said that. Yes.
Or did I say that?
No, you did say
that.
No.
Sorry, that's what I'm saying. I think my brain just did a data dump there, and thus I now have to catch up again. Right? No, yeah. So you fall into a rhythm when you're using it, and then it's fine. Yeah, that's it. You fall into a rhythm. You don't even have to look at it and know exactly when to blink. Yeah. That's what I was saying, wasn't I?
Yes.
My brain.
Now continue the point.
I don't know what the point was.
I think you were saying that
yes.
This improvement or this change is fine, right? So how do you feel? Okay.
I don't know.
How do you feel about what I was saying? That so many players are treating Arcwings just as methods of transportation.
Oh yeah, sorry. Go back to your point. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I rounding off the theme of my point was I think it needs to be rethinking the whole purpose of an Arcwing. So yes, your point on transport. So popping all that aside, don't even know what I was talking about. You're saying that literally Arcwings work as transportation, levitation hooks or whatever, and that they just get thrown off as soon as you get to your destination. And that there's variation in Arcwing, but basically people only care about it in the purpose of how fast will this get me where I want to be.
Yeah.
I agree. That's fundamentally what they are, because that's the easiest thing to get out of them.
Yeah, and it's the reason why, we have no new updates to Arcwing. I'm damn well sure the only reason why we got the change in movements is because of how Arcwing is going to be utilized during Empyrean. And if that's the only change that Arcwing is getting, that just tells me Arcwing is dead.
Yeah. My one worry of seeing it in Empyrean is Arcwing look to be, again, seen as a fundamental movement system for moving you between ships.
Yeah.
Not a combat platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had guns. Yeah, it has melee. But did they focus on, in these Railjack missions, you're going to need to get on your Arcwing and do this certain thing that only an Arcwing can, because these mobs can't be targeted by the bigger ships, or need to be dispatched with melee due to their anti-missile defenses. Never mentioned. It was just like, and you get shot out, and you attack the ship, and now you're on the ship. Spending as little time as possible in the Arcwing thing was all they showed in the footage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you're right. If this is all it's getting, then that's...
It blows.
It does. And it's, as you've been... It cements Arcwings into, as you've been saying, as a transportation gimmick.
Okay, let's see what the replies are.
Would probably help the rest of the Arcwing a fair bit if Hyperion Thrusters wasn't inexplicably 20 Hessin mod points.
I think it's supposed to be hacking.
Hacking mod points.
Again, just completely proves what I'm saying. People don't care about anything else apart from it being used as transportation. Oh, look, Hyperion Thrusters. It makes the Arcwing go faster. That's all I care about.
They complain about Hyperion Thrusters costing too much. What else are they putting in their Arcwing's mod slots that they're using it for?
Don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I think they, as you said, they just want their Arcwing to go as quick as possible, and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
If so, it doesn't matter what you put in the Arcwing, because you're only using it to move to A to B. So just put Hyperion Thrusters in a slot. Done.
Yeah.
If my Amisha can't be shot down by missiles, I would stay in Arcwing for the whole bounty stages. But it seems DE decided that's too OP in some cases. Every enemy group has some way of getting rid of Arcwing.
Right, now I want to say this is echoing what... Can we get their name again? Can you? Because I don't want to just refer to the community response from last week as them. What was their name? Because they had a really good point. The community response.
Last week. Did I say about it?
Yeah, earlier in this episode.
Oh, in this episode?
Yeah, they replied to last week's episode.
We had Yo Runo, which was the one talking about why would having Blink on Arcwings make the Arcwings not combat focused, and JJ24, Blink is not hold Arcwing back from viable combat usage, the enemy AI and ability damages.
Yes, so these two lovely individuals from last week. Lovely, yes, they are lovely because they are looking outside of the scope of what the rest of the community is seeing Arcwing to be, which is just a transportation system. Now, this person talking about Amisha preventing you from being shot down by missiles. The problem isn't the fact that DE decides that it's too OP, it's the fact that the enemies can't look up!
Yeah. Maybe we need new ground enemies that are specifically for shooting up.
Or maybe we could just get turrets that do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like a sort of walking turret.
Yeah, or maybe we could just throw more air enemies into the fray.
Yeah. Yeah, the solution was to put in enemies which protect the ground mobs which can't actually shoot up, and add in enemies which can shoot up, and enemies which are fighting air to air. The answer they gave was the enemies all have magical missiles that appear out of their pockets, which just knock you off your Arcwing.
Yeah.
Easiest solution.
I would like it. Can you get closer to your mic again? I would like it. I would like it if, as you've said, there are two types of shields. StarCraft had this, where...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if...
Well, many damage types and armor types.
Are you going to give me any more examples?
Well, Warcraft 3. Basically, I expanded on the StarCraft 2 one. There was different types.
StarCraft 2 came out before, sorry, after Warcraft 3.
Oh, StarCraft. I thought you said StarCraft 1. Well, StarCraft 2 is just working on Warcraft 3 anyway. But yeah, you know, yeah. Many.
So the whole point is that there's, different types of armor and things like that. So you could give these, aerial combat drones or whatever air superiority, or they could just do bombing runs. Oh, look, you have to chase them down in your Arcwing, right? You can't get a vantage point from the ground. You have to be in the air, right? There's so many ways to address this, but people, Arcwings are just attack helicopters that can hover in position and shoot, right? Well, why did the enemies have to be the same?
Why do the enemies
have to be the same? Why do the enemies have to just hover and shoot? Why can't they do bombing runs? And that is what we have to take out of the air. That is what Arcwing is for. Make Arcwing great again.
Do you know the ships that come in on the planes and in Venus that you can just shoot out of the sky?
Yeah.
Why not just make it that they have to be engaged from the air, as in they have weak spots that you can't be destroyed when you're in Arcwing? Or, so that there is a ground option and it would actually give it something to do, you have to use your heavy weapon?
Yeah.
As in,
both. Give us
that makes
both.
sense because you can get the Grantler and thus you are now a flak turret. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And if it was the heavy weapons which puncture the ships and the vehicles rather than your light armaments, I know an opticore or a lens is a weapon of mass devastation, but it's still technically a small arms.
But no, you have a really valid point though.
Yeah.
Let us do this. Next reply.
Yeah.
Unless you have something else you want to say.
No. It's just going to complain. Heavy weapons aren't mandatory. It's the same thing. It's the same comment. It brings a lot of the problems in Warframe at the moment.
Yeah.
It's because none of it's mandatory, and thus none of it has a purpose. None of it has a niche, and so it's defunct.
I need to do that video with Zandy where we're saying, we need to break down where do heavy weapons sit.
Do this, yeah.
So because I seriously wanted it, you had a choice, either 2 guns or 1. They didn't.
I thought that was. I was so happy when that concept came in.
So on board.
Because it meant the squad could be defined a bit more.
Yeah.
You could have the heavy in the squad that was making a sacrifice to bring that equipment. And yeah, it meant that maybe they'd even have to have points where they had to kneel down to recharge the weapon or something, or unjam it.
Yeah.
And then the other team members would have to defend them.
Yeah.
From mobs. That'd be really interesting.
And then you have like super giant mobs that needed to be taken out with the heavy gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead, we just gave everyone the ability to summon it from the ether.
Yeah.
In the void. And it made piddling difference because it was used for one
moving
boss. Sad panda.
Yep.
That was like the solution is to make bounties better and travel more interesting. This is the counter. You know, you were saying about the travel. Let's call it the travel. No, I was going to say the travel narrative, but it's not the travel explanation.
It's the journey. It's the user journey.
No, I mean the requirement that people feel that's the most important part of it, and it needs to fulfill that purpose of maxing blink. This is what people keep saying: make travel more interesting. I keep seeing that, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, sorry, when you're going to visit your relatives and shit, like, you know, do you have air flight stewardesses in your car? You know,
No.
do you have an in-flight movie while you're traveling for 40 minutes?
No.
No. You don't have this garbage. You are look, like I'm on a tram every week. I take 10 o'clock to Loz. He is 30 minutes away on a tram, right? I am lucky if I get to sit down, right? And I bring my own form of entertainment with a Nintendo Switch.
Bring the rage.
Huh?
Bring the rage.
Yeah, I take a Nintendo Switch with me. And if I can sit down, I will play on the Switch, right? Otherwise, I'm stood up on my feet for 30 minutes, right? You know, no tram stewardesses for me.
No. But I never get what they mean by more interesting, right? So if you're traveling, the whole point is you are at A, you need to get to B to continue the gameplay element. So if that's, what things could you do? Well, if you have it so there's certain enemies, special enemies attack you, that will just delay you and risk annoying you because you're just trying to get to B. Could they add in more dynamic terrain for you to fly through? Well, they could, but then again, it will make it less of a straight line getting from A to B, and thus you complain because it's too long. I think they could maybe improve the Arcwing flight model and make it more interesting, but I don't think that's going to be too possible. They've been working on it for quite a while. It's never got that. Because one thing I would say is Anthem it is fun to fly around, but then you're just still flying around. It's like, yay, I'm flying around.
Yeah.
Yay. Eventually, you're like, okay, but I just want to get. I just want to get to the end point as quick as possible. I don't think you can make travel more interesting. And you see, they never explain how you're going to make travel more interesting.
If you
just say, make it more interesting.
Yeah. If you, listening to this, think you have a solution or you've seen a potential solution on how to make travel more interesting, please share it with us.
Please do.
Right?
Please do. I want to understand this point. I really do want to understand.
I don't think you can make travel more interesting. I think for me, travel is you get to a destination and you're doing stuff in that area. Like you're playing World of Warcraft. Before, they used to have, like in vanilla, you would have to go all over the zone to do a batch of quests. Now, it's a lot more intelligent. You just do a batch of quests in selected pockets around the zone. So you go to that pocket, you do all the quests in that area, and then you go back to the quest hub. You hand them all in, and then they send you to the next place. They don't send you all over the zone because that is tedious, right? Yeah. And I think that is something that DE could do. You go to a bounty hub, right? You pick up your bounty, and then all the stages of the bounty are within the vicinity of the hub, right? Then you're not constantly up and down, up and down, up and down in the Arcwings. And also, it gives you a reason to expand outward from the Orvalis. You tell it how it is, Drew.
Mm-hmm. It's true, yeah.
Yep.
Next.
Yeah, next one.
Okay. I think I actually finished mid-sentence there. Travel more interesting. Not give everyone a free teleport to objective button. Wow. So I'll read that. I'll finish that last sentence again. Every enemy group has some way of getting rid of Arcwing. Oh, so it sounds like the solution is to make bounties better and travel more interesting, not give everyone a free teleport to objective button. Now,
Yeah.
maybe the solution there, trying my hardest now to think of a better travel more interesting, is put in objectives in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, it never goes. The next stage of a bounty, shoot the ship out of the sky, and you have to do it from the air.
No, you know what would be a good way to do it?
I think there is one that employs like a dreg, and you have to shoot the dreg down.
What would be a good way of doing it would be a delivery bounty, right? A one-stage bounty where you are taking an item from one bounty hub to another bounty hub, right?
FedEx quest?
FedEx quest, right? But then you're in that new hub to do stuff. So while you're taking the item to the second location, you can be attacked out of the air, right? Or you have to go low, which you have to stay close to the water, or you have to, you could do different things to make it viable. But unless you have a reason to go to the destination, then what the fuck are you supposed to do?
I think your point of maybe having different things happening, like areas where you get knocked out of the air or whatever. But then I feel some people will say, because you're just arbitrarily increasing the time it takes me to go between bounty points, and that's what they'll complain with. But oh well, let's move on to the next one. For instance, this would be a complete non-issue if objectives in open worlds didn't consistently spawn 1 to 2,000 meters away from you. Something players have been complaining about since the planes released, but DE has done nothing to address.
Yeah,
they have a fair point here, and especially the Valis, I think, is worse for it. It just funnels you into certain areas of the map.
Really close to the Fortuna.
Yeah,
like you just don't go to like
almost
the
as if they didn't finish adding bounties to the rest of the map.
Yeah.
In any case, and because and thus to make it seem like there is more bounties, it makes you move between these points that are still close to Valis as much as possible, like juggling balls. But you see them so quickly. Anyway, moving on. Last point. In any case, DE putting in fast travel points across the map would just make Arcwing redundant, since Tenno can just teleport there in a jiffy without encountering obstacles. Though that would just make people complain, why even have Arcwing or K drives in the first place? So their solution is is it or isn't it, to put in magical third system for traveling around the map on top of the two we have.
No, I think they're saying don't put in magical third system, because then it makes Arcwing and K drives completely redundant. And I completely agree with this, but people don't want to travel long distances, right? So I mean, if the bounty hubs were really far apart, like we're talking a kilometer between them, and you can, teleport between them, right? Maybe the teleporter will, on occasion, drop you off somewhere else, right? So there's a risk to using them. Or maybe they have to you have to pay up 1,000 credits to teleport. Or maybe 5,000 or 10,000, whatever, right?
Maybe it varies.
Yeah, maybe it varies based on distance.
Today it cost 1 million credits to teleport. Oh my god, why did you make it so expensive? Now I can't use teleport. Now I can't get to my objective quicker. Like, man.
Yeah. Maybe there could be a underground train network to drop you off at the quest hub you want to be dropped off at. But
you had me at underground.
Yep, but then to get back to Fortuna, you always have to go above ground.
Actually, thinking about it, I remember them talking about the caves in Valis a lot. And now that I think about it, not really much down there.
Oh, you mean like the procedurally generated caves in Plains of Eidolon that I never got, and I'm still bitter and twisted about?
They're true. They're there. Well, that's it for the replies.
God, I would love it if just one update was, hey, look, caves.
Caves.
Yep, caves. Right, so that's it.
So so the whole point about this topic, I don't think we came back to the original thing of the topic. I feel we went all over the place, as our feelings on this are maybe not what everyone prefers, but it's what we feel on the blink cooldown. Have you tried the blink cooldown now?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Still don't care.
You don't care? Do you think it's okay? Do you think I should make it smaller, bigger?
kind of wish for PC at least there was a way to have a dedicated. Is there a dedicated button for it? Because it's on.
Oh yeah, it's on like. Well, I don't know if it's a dedicated. You mean like a key binding? Could you?
Yeah, because right
it's
now.
Like crouch. Oh no, I think it is because it's crouch when you're in the air.
No, it's not.
Something
Crouch
like
in the air. Wait, I thought crouch in the air drops. Oh, I don't know. Like I've got.
Or roll. Roll. It might be roll.
Yeah, no, roll is what does it. But
Yeah.
I have the shared sprint and roll on the same button. But I don't like the idea because I roll and sprint on left shift. I think I would rather have teleport on or blink on. What does E do? And that's quick melee. Yeah, I just maybe on C, no, C's crouch. Oh, I don't think crouch does anything in the air. I know,
Could
but
be.
I think I'd just rather not have to blink on my little finger as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Right. How should Arcwing be addressed? Right, and I say, remove plane. Sorry, from open world. What else have we got? Actually, how do you see Arcwing? It's just transport. What else we got?
Weapons platform.
Weapon. Platform.
Multi-purpose device.
Old. Or is this a worthwhile question?
Well, no, I think it is because I would say I try and use it as a multi-purpose platform, but I realistically only end up using it as a movement tool. That is my answer. I don't exclusively use it for weapons. I try and use it. I try and use it for all purposes, but it's basically just a movement tool. What it ends up being.
Yeah.
Do you want to have forward option? I only use K drives. K drives or bust.
I don't use it. Right. Should we ask a fifth card?
You want?
I'm wondering, like, should how should DE address Arcwing? Give up, or fix it.
Give up.
Or leave
Give
it as
up.
Well, no, genuinely, I'm wondering, like, because I don't think anyone can bloody agree on this damn thing.
Well, it was the same thing with Universal Vacuum.
I don't know, I feel... But the problem is, everyone... Like, with Universal Vacuum, there were two voices, right?
Yeah.
Add Universal Vacuum, or don't add Universal Vacuum. Arcwing, I feel it's just all over the place, and too much of it is just meh.
Yeah. I don't think people care, but they don't make people care. We incentivize them to care.
Abandon it. Make it great. Again. Leave it. No, yeah, no, I think it's like abandon it or make it great again. Can you think of an alternative?
Nope.
No additional third option. Maybe don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. Then it turns out everyone goes for the don't care and then sad. Right, okay, so that's it for this week. I have to give it a few seconds before we can move on to the memes. And then we sign out the episode. You've not put the memes in the topic doc, just so you know.
Yes.
On the topic doc.
Oh, sorry, the topic doc. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got a bit of crackle there.
Yeah. Right. You ready?
Times as well. Let me just pop these in here.
I don't think you did that. There you go. Right, you ready?
And 2 seconds. Then I'll put the times at the top. But yes, I am ready to begin with the first meme of the week.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This wasn't even the top one. I thought this one was amazing.
How is this not the top one?
I know, right?
How is this not the top one?
First bank of Hydron. What is my purpose? You turn into Endo. Oh my god.
Right. Everyone, go into the description, go to the first meme, and bloody upvote this. This is brilliant. Honestly, it's not that good. No, it's pure brilliance.
One does not simply upvote a meme.
Yes, they do. That is the whole point of Reddit. It's to upvote and downvote things. In this case, this meme.
But I'm using a meme to point out your thing with memes.
Oh, fair
One
point.
does not simply walk into Mordor.
Yeah.
One does not simply upvote a meme. Right, anyway. Moving on.
Number 2.
There we go. This is now Xeno's favourite meme. Topic 2. Meme 2. Topic 2.
Okay.
Meme 2.
Wait, you didn't do
When you see...
meme frame review?
I did.
Did
But I think you were so ecstatic about seeing a Rick and Morty meme that you...
No, it's just that one. It's just that one.
Yeah.
Right, moving on.
We're on next meme. When you see all the awesome names that others got for their Lich. One cool Lich name, please, is
It's
Pepis. Okay. Yeah, that is what I think. That was near the top. I mean, that was on 1K upvotes.
Well, I think it's like oh god, I missed quite a famous typo for Pepsi or something like that.
Ah, okay. There we go. Pepis. Right. Well, there we go.
Did the one you show me during the week come through?
Well, it's in there. I had to have it in there.
You have to.
Someone.
Right.
Because we've got a meme.
Yeah, I know.
Right, number 3. I had a couple of these to do. Obviously, we've just had the Railjack building, so there was a few memes, and I had to have them on. More relatable than I had hoped. Oh boy, 3 a.m. Railjack prepares complete in 38 seconds.
Yeah, I wasn't that bad.
No.
Out of interest,
I was on the Sunday morning. I think I was.
Right. Yeah. No, I was just like, no, I'm doing it in my own time. Right.
The replies below are first are, bruh, and the next one of, this will take some time. Yes, it will take some time.
Yep.
Right, moving on to the 4th meme. We've had the cat meme before, but I just had to have this one. 4 extended straight hallways later. So we've got the 2 girls on the left screaming at the cat on the right. Clanny witnessing my mental breakdown, me wanting to build a dry dock, and the cat not in a space to fit this room. That is not impressed.
We described earlier in the episode the structure of the dojo, and we talked about the fact that the dry dock is on the same floor as all the power generators. What I didn't elaborate was the fact that the power generators are all in a straight line. They're all cross sections.
Yes, you have to make straight hallways pushing out to get this bloody ship in. It's crazy for people that have already filled the entire dojo thing. They must have had to smash a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right, the 5th meme, because we're going to continue the theme we've got here. At the docks, me and the boys at 2 a.m. It's the dry dock looking for beans. Yep. Gotta love these memes for building these bloody railjacks already.
Yep.
Yeah, so there you go. Me and the boys at 2 a.m. is like other people logging in at 2 a.m. just to go to this bloody terminal to fix the bloody railjack. And then looking for beans or whatever to fix the bloody thing.
Yep.
Right, and then the final one, which is amazing, and it got 43 upvotes, which I think is pretty impressive for a TikTok meme. Did I really believe it would be that easy? I'm sorry I missed this one for last week. And I'm gonna shout out to Cover Up, who pointed me in the direction of this meme. I completely missed it. I didn't spot it. So thank you, Cover Up, for pointing out Frosthawk2815's meme. So Frosthawk2815. Thank you, Frosthawk2815. I don't think I've ever seen that name in the description of the comments of this video, of these videos. Please do, because this is a lovely meme. You should have put it in there. I always read the comments of each 10 o'clock episode before we start the next one. So if you put that in there, I would have seen it. But maybe that was part of the feeds the meme for it. So anyway, when you make a meme for r/meme frame, to see it on 10 o'clock, but Loz doesn't pick your meme, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. You ever watch this guy's videos?
No.
Oh, so this guy's really cool. He's very articulate, and he always dresses in really cool suits. He's an American guy that sort of kid that sort of reviews food, but he's just, and his delivery of things is amazing. So obviously, I think it's Popeye's chicken he's got there, and he's just so disappointed with it. So my disappointment is measurable, and my day is ruined. And then if I scroll down, I actually replied with, "Oh wow, now I am sad as I actually missed the meme this week."
Yep.
And then Frosthawk replied with, "Oh no, before it was a joke, but now my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined." So there we go, Frosthawk2815. Your meme has made it onto 10 o'clock.
Is this memeception?
Memeception. Memes are the memes. However, I think I just want to point out that Frosthawk2815 gets a point added to the list.
You still haven't told me. I want to write the list down properly.
My list. You don't get the list. I've got the list.
Why?
I'm going to tell you to add it to the list.
But you haven't given me the list.
My list. You don't get my list. But I'm going to tell you every time you give a point. Add it to the list.
Are you at least adding it to the list?
Yes. Of course.
Can I have a copy of the list?
No.
Why?
My list.
How can people access the... Who has points?
4 people have points.
You going to tell us?
No.
Are any of the ones that I told you to give points got points?
2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you write down the reasons why they got points?
Yeah.
You get...
Bruh. I can tell you the reasons. One was for 315. One was for 315 for being the Kuva master. One was for literally nothing, and one was for this meme. Those are the points. Points mean prizes. Prizes are, but there's points. These are my points. You can start your own point system.
I did. I asked you to write things down, and you just gave me that.
I did write it down. They're all here. Fine.
But you fine, you're giving out the prizes. Right, moving on.
Cool. That's it. That is the 6th meme of the week.
Yeah, we're moving on to the community show.
Sorry, before you move on, because I won't give you this, would you say that your disappointment is immeasurable and your day is ruined?
Yes. Thank
you so much for
all 51. No, all 15 minutes remaining of it. Right.
Why 15 minutes remaining of it?
Because it's 10 past 11.
What, you're just going to cease to exist at midnight?
No, the day ends at midnight.
Continue somewhere else.
Moving on to the community shoutouts. Please, for the love of God. Right. So, there's a lot of Avara Prime. I'm warning you now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right. So, our first community shoutout is Jellyfish Queen by Viper Monet.
Ruler of the Sea. I think people are really liking this Prime.
Yep. Really
and it looks amazing. That first one is so cool.
Yep. Do you remember that we had Viper on the show?
Yep.
Cool.
I can't remember anything else beyond that, though. But I know that we had Viper on the show, and it's probably in the book.
I want to see this book at some point.
Needs pictures. Right, moving the second one.
Right. Second one, Banshee by Scorched Ice.
That is pretty badass.
Pretty sure that's a Euphona Prime as well.
I was about to say, I know that. I was like, I know that gun. It's the little cool shotgun pistol. Kind of faded away. It's not got, like, we've not had any of the Euphonas, like a basic Euphona or something. But it's so awesome That is
Well,
so
you
cool.
know that the original name for the Corinth was the Euphona.
What is it now?
Yeah. But then they called the shotgun pistol the Euphona Prime. So
love the pose, love the shot. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
I also would have added its high noon, but
no. Right. Third community shout out is Jellyfish Bride by Consistently Lewd. Don't worry, I have looked at the rest of their channel, and it's not. Sorry, the rest of their Twitter. It is not that bad. What? What have I done? Oh, I duplicate. Oh, okay. I'll send it to you afterwards. Oh, fuck.
so amazing.
Get
Love
it
how they've
now.
captured the form of the jellyfish and are interpreted through a neoclassical lens, and then put that on the frame of the Warframe. Very clear the message they're putting forward with this piece of art. Undoubtedly.
I think I spelled the name. Cool.
And this is a strong juxtaposition to their use of their own name. Consistently lewd. Quite interpretive.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up on my other on Opera, but I can't open Opera while we're recording.
But what I think we need to do
Finish?
is look deeper and ask, are they or are they not jellyfish? And that question, they never know.
Okay. Found it. God damn it. Why are there no mouse gestures? Right, okay, there you go, Loz. Happy now?
Oh,
There we go. Genuine response. He's not bullshitting.
that's lovely. Is that watercolors?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's nice.
I think that's sketch with a pen and then watercolored. Right. Now moving on to our fourth community shout out is Avara Prime by Plicket. Please tell me that's correct.
Oh, so we've gone from bride to ballerina. People are loving this, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I would have is just a just I don't know, a Loki, Excalibur, and a Vault in the background, just holding up tens. Amazing.
Right.
That is some lovely artwork. I do you know I can't even remember what the actual thing looks like. I'm now just going to remember it through all these images, and I can't. Do you know I actually liked Atlas Prime, and though I do like the Death Cube, he's a bit chunky and doesn't seem to do anything. But I'm psyched for the next Prime Access.
Yeah.
Take my money now, please.
When is it? It's going to be beginning of July. Sorry, July. January.
Is it?
Well, I think Atlas Prime came out at the beginning of October.
They did put up a. I don't see a news article for it, which is annoying.
Look it up on the wiki.
Access? Yeah, I guess.
Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The fifth...
October 1st.
Yeah. So,
that's
in
what,
theory...
October, November, December, start of January.
Yeah.
They may... I do remember in the past, things with Nix one, sometimes they actually end them early, so that there is something new over the Christmas period.
Nah, I can't imagine that.
And then another time, I do remember them extending one over a period, which might have been over Christmas, so it may actually get extended over Christmas. So that it's... Actually, they may do that, and that way, they can release it mid-January rather than early January, and actually, like, we're back, Tenno, and the first thing is Prime Access! Yep. You know, because January is a dead month for Warframe, if anyone doesn't know.
Right, so, fifth community shout-out, What the? By Gamley.
Gamley. Gamley! Have we had Gamley on the show?
No.
Isn't Gamley the one that... No, Gamley's... Who does the little vault?
Viper... Valentina Paz.
So I was like, yeah, wait, it began with a V, but it wasn't Viper Monet, but Valentine. This is very similar.
Yes.
Same style. Yes.
Similar style.
What's that book say? How to serve. What's the book say? Can you read the book?
I can't read it from here. It's far too small.
Ah, there we go. How to survive. How to survive in the Nerf. The North? So it's either Nerf or North. Okay, so there's some people and they're going off for food, and he's loving that, and he's like, yeah. And then he comes back.
It's asking where Volt, Oberon and Loki are.
Yeah, he vomits them out. That's so good. That is very good.
Yep. And then the last 6th community shout out is this Avara Prime by Zephyr. I still don't know how to pronounce this name. It's 4 consonants in a row.
Zixfer.
Is it?
Zixfer.
Is it? Yeah, I know, right?
Anyway, that is a lovely piece of artwork.
Yep. So that's it for the community shout outs.
Why hasn't someone like animated made some anime show for us with anamorphized warframes where they're all, I don't know, in a school and hijinks ensue? Why can't we have that?
No?
Why is my life not complete with that?
Because it wouldn't be complete with that.
Why would it not be?
I'd much rather an anime that was like set in the Warframe universe than, oh look, another school show! Yay!
Oh, you're right. Set in the Warframe universe where they all get killed.
Yep.
In the end, they all die.
Yep.
And they die alone in the deep darkness of space as the infested slowly devour their
Kill them
flesh.
all, Tamino. I thought that triggered you. Right. Let's end the show. Give me a quote. There we go.
Fucking orphans!
He's ranting about Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Fucking orphans.
Or is it Iron Blood Orphans?
Blood, I don't know. They were very bloodied by the end because they all fucking died. Bloody orphans.
Spoilers.
Bloody orphans. They all die. Oh no, I saved you watching such a depressingly pointless show. Right, anyway. Just think about it. Our whole existence is sitting there on the weave. It's in the weave. Everything. Your arsenal, your cosmetic profiles, your companions, your viability as a ship Cephalon. It's all right there. Everyone is stored in there. It's like this little void shadow on each and every one of us, just begging for someone to screw with. And you know what? They've done it to me, and you know what? They're going to do it to you.
Now, before we recorded, you said that you were struggling with quotes that you'd already done before.
Yeah.
Is this one you've done before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Have I?
No. Like, I don't recognize it as one you've done before.
No. Right. So, my method of looking for films at the moment is to go into Google Films and put in a year.
Yeah.
And then I try and look through for something useful. I'm pretty sure I haven't done this one because I remember of this film. I don't know if I've seen it.
Can you give me the quote again?
Right. Sorry. My point. So I go through the years and I keep going. Oh, that'd be a cool film to do. Then I go to the IMDb page for quotes. Go look down the quotes. Find a quote. And go. Oh yeah, this one will be useful. Wait a minute. Go to our listing. Type in, like for instance, speed was one of them I did, and it was like I looked down the quotes. Oh, here's one about bombs. That'd be useful. Go to the list of ones. I'd already done that years ago. Years ago.
Yep.
Right, here we go. Just think about it. Our whole existence is sitting there on the weave. It's in the weave. Everything. Your arsenal, your cosmetic profiles, your companions, your viability as a ship's cephalon. It's all right there. Everyone is stored in there. It's like this little void shadow on each and every one of us, just begging for someone to screw with. And you know what? They've done it to me. And you know what? They're gonna do it to you.
Okay. I'm gonna guess first. I think I know what it is, but then I'll ask questions if I get it wrong. Is it Adjustment Bureau?
No.
Ah, damn.
What is that?
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, it's got Matt Damon in it. It's and Emily Blunt. It's a really, really good movie. You should watch it.
Oh.
You should really watch it. It's a really good film. So I'm assuming the reference to the weave is something similar to like The Matrix.
Matrix.
Is it The Matrix?
Yeah. No. I'll tell you, this is a 1995 film.
95.
You're thinking too complex. Something simple and in the everyday world.
Oh.
No, I meant like The Matrix. Like boil that down to something that we have today.
Yeah.
You're never going to get this film. I do remember this film, but like we're using it right now.
Well, I assume it's like the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What 95 film was really heavily about the internet?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sure I would have seen this.
I do, see this thing. I try and go for films that I'm at least aware of. There's things in this I'm like, I have no idea what that film is. What's the point of doing that? But I do remember this film. So obviously, the internet was new back then, and it was like kind of scaremongering about the internet. This film.
Is it Fight Club?
No.
No, I don't know.
Fight Club.
I don't know.
You can break the title down from the internet.
Can you? I don't know what this film is. Something net.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't recognize it.
You're so close.
I don't know of a movie with the net or something.
Oh, there we go.
Is it the net?
The net.
Oh, I've not seen this movie. I've not heard of this movie.
Oh, so it's got Sandra Bullock in it. And it's kind of like if you've got like the deep state start changing all your details and say you're a criminal and it's all on the computers and they're like, well, the computer system says you did a crime because they're like messing on the net.
Right.
So it's like kind of the internet was, back kind of new back in 95. So it's kind of like it wasn't completely clear. And it was like, what was a horror story if it becomes this thing that people can just if they become aware of you, they can just use it against you and frame you for murders and put evidence on the system that you did this and your all your money is gone and then you embezzled it and things like that.
Right. No, I've not heard or seen this movie.
Yeah.
So okay.
I think it's because she discovered something on the net, some secrets, and then they're after her because she discovered something.
I wouldn't be surprised if my dad turned around and said, like, yeah, that film was crap. We didn't watch it.
I would not be surprised if it was. In fact, I'm tempted to rewatch this film just to laugh at it. For it's like, oh no, look at this DOS thing. And it's like, blinking lights. Like, no, my money is going. And it's like, bleep, bleep, bleep. It's like, oh god, I found that screenshot.
Although something you may not be aware of, right? When you were to format a hard drive,
I've found,
right? It would always using F-Disk, which was back in like 98 or whatever, or actually I think it was still existed like in 2000 and things. It would at least take 100 seconds to format a hard drive.
Right.
Because it would only update the UI once a second to a maximum of 1%. So your computer could have formatted the hard drive, but you have to wait 100 seconds for it to finish.
Right.
Yeah? Like,
really?
Yeah, seriously. In old 95 sort of days, your computer would install like software up to like 90% really quick, but there was always that last 10% that would take forever.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, that's because it just did a loading bar, then it waited for it to finish installing, and then it would just do the last 10%. Like, there was no correlation between the two in the slightest.
But people are happy to look at a thing that think it's working.
Yeah. Like, there's so many things that they were like, well, that's a fucking hack. Right. Okay, so that's it for...
I want to show you... I found you a couple of images for computer screens from this film.
Oh my lord. That's
He's
95?
Yeah. Well, you know these are all fake. I just mean that's like...
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just like, could you not at least make it look like Windows?
Yeah, I know, right?
Right. Anyway, so that's it for this week's episode.
So I just want to read out this thing on the searching thing. Searching IP. Trunk router table 5A. Net feed to BNet services. Domain registration unknown. Searching possible subnet. Unregistered subnet found. Subnet linked to gms.world. Revolving user ID. Lookup complete. They're like, what is this? What is this? Got to even list his ports. It is whatever. Look at that. It's
Anyway,
awful. Right.
That's it for this week's episode. We are done. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week. Say goodbye, Loz.
Goodbye, Loz.
They can't see you now.
Fiends, why not?
Because we're on the end slope.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
Can they smell me?
I hope not.